Pop in the garden here. How y'all doing today? I'm out here looking at the plants in the front yard we got in our containers. That's that white globe, well, I don't know. I think it's white egg. Yeah, white egg turnips. They coming along pretty good. I sowed them kind of thin, so maybe the roots will get good size for eating. They coming along pretty good. And here's some onions here the wife ordered, and I don't know really what they are. I'll have to get up with her about that. But she had them in this tub over here, right here. And I mean, they would just stick as hair on the dog's back. So I took them out of there at her consent, which I like to do all things at her consent, you know, if it's hers to start with. But anyhow, let me get on back to the onions. These onions, I set them out, and according to past experiences and what Mom and Daddy taught me, you plant them about 2 inches apart. So I planted these. I tried to plant them pretty much about 2 inches apart. They do it fairly well. They're still kind of spindly, but I don't know. Maybe they'll come out of it and come on. Move on over here. Wife got some cabbage planted in this fountain. They come along real well. It don't take much soil or area for a cabbage. They pretty much thrive as long as you water them good. They come right on along. That's the Irish bed. I don't know if you watched the prior videos or not, but that's the Irish bed that we moved irises from out yonder and moved them up here. And they doing real well. She bought these at the dollar store. They come along real well. I don't know. A lot of this stuff that the wife's got out here, I really don't know what they are, so I guess I need to move on over there to my territory. I do know what that cabbage is right there. We bought it the other day, and that's the only one they had. And I hope it comes along. I think it will. I don't think it's too early Jersey, Wakefield. I don't think it's too old. Maybe it'll snap out of it and make us a head big enough for me and her to eat. I'll keep y'all posted on it anyhow. I'm out here just watering everything and giving the birds a drink of water. All creatures great and small, right? I got my water hose tied around the tree. It seems like where I want to go, sometimes the devil gets involved and puts a stop to it. But is it the devil or is it me? I mean, I'm the one that had the water hose tied around the tree, right? So anyway, we're gonna move over here. We had this fish pond a while back, well, for a few years, and it was such a headache. You can't hardly see it now, but it was such a headache. We finally decided to buy one of these old cattle troughs and put out here and put a pump in it. And they like it real well. At least we're able to see them, feed them, take care of them a whole lot better. I know it's just a bunch of old goldfish, but I enjoy watching them. They kind of skittish, which I would be too. Somebody peeping over in my territory. And I'd be wondering what's going on here, you know. But anyhow, let's get back. Let me get my water hose. Let's get back over here. That's my strawberries. They come along pretty well. They're not as good as I had hoped for, but they coming along. And they getting established, and they putting out little runners, as you can see. There's one right there. They putting them out. And they getting ready to make some more. That's the wife's flower bed. I don't know what it is. There's another one. There's another one. Here's our broadleaf mustard. We picked us a mess off from it the other day. And it's coming right on back. It don't take much. As long as you don't pick that bud in the center, everything's all good. And it's coming right on along. Won't be able to pick another mess, I imagine, here in the near future. I hope you don't mind. I'm just walking around. There's some Brussels sprouts we bought at the feed store today. They, like I say, they pretty old. But you know, you put some dirt around, water them good, and then leave it up to the Lord, everything comes out all right, seems like. But He's gonna give us what we need. If they don't grow, it wasn't what we needed, right? Well, I planted some carrots in here, but it may be just still a little bit too hot. There's one coming up right there, and right there. And I just went out to the chicken house, and on the top of this compost and garden soil, that's my old compost right there, and the cow manure. I love it. But I went out there to the chicken house and scooped up a wheelbarrow, about a half a wheelbarrow full of it. Come back, put a scoop around every pot out here, and it seemed to make a world of difference. Oh, if you want to know what that is right there, that's my magnolia seeds. They say you can't pull that magnolia seed off of that plant. I don't know if you can see it, but it's got a string there holding it on there. And they say you got to let that seed fall off by itself. So I said, well, I'll pick it off in the tree, and I'll come out here and I'll put it in some wet soil, and it can sit right there and do what it's going to do. They can fall in there, and and when they fall off, I'll get them. And I'm going to see if one or two will germinate. Just an experiment. You know how we are, old men do that sometimes. That's my green acre cabbage. I got one come up. It's still so blooming hot. I mean, this is end of September, and it's still hot out here today. I'm sweating up a storm. But the cooler it gets, the more these old crops will come off. And them cabbages, they got them old white spots on them. I know so many people tell us what to do and all that and everything, but I won't tell you what. I can't eat the leaves, and they seem to be doing real well, so I'm gonna leave them like they are. You can look down in there, and they doing real well. You know, I've counted 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 squash, and got 2 or 3 blooms on there too. So I think all's good myself. I had some wire around these like that there, and they were smothering the plants. And the wife come out here, she said, you need to get that wire off of them plants. And I kind of argued with her a little bit. And I said, well, they'll fall over because that root system, you know, they got a little old small root system on them like that right there. And it don't take much to blow that dude up out of the ground. So we just got us some of them old canes and stuck in the about 3 sides. And them limbs grab the hold of them canes and hold on. And they still standing up pretty good. I hope I ain't moving this camera around too much. I tend to get to talking and I start moving the camera around. I don't know why. But this here is I have to look. You don't got so much out here. I have to. That's that golden acre cabbage right there. And it's coming along real well. I mean, I think I planted it. Well, I know I did. I planted it back when we had a little cool snap come by, and it come right on up. And that's my onions. Lord, we got onions coming out of our ears. There's another cabbage plant. And these here I wished I hadn't put so many in a pot, but I got 4 tomatoes in this pot. And they called celebrities, and they seem to be doing real well. I guess they're eating at their own table, I guess. I don't know, but everything's looking good, so I'm proud that they're getting along so well. I got a prune stuck out there. That's what that dead is right there. I got a prune stuck out. That's my broccoli plants. I believe they'll come on once it warms up too. These here's some more celebrities. I thought that was a bug on there, and it was a little piece of leaf. But they are getting to be monsters, I'm telling you. Especially after I put that little layer of cow manure, chicken house. I guess you call it chicken house drippings, huh? But anyhow, these here are big boys. And I got 3 of them in a little pot. I call it little. It's pretty good size. And I imagine they's filling up with roots, but they still going along good. After a while, I'm going to put them in that greenhouse over there when it starts cooling off, which I don't know if it ever is or not. I mean, it's hot out here. But this is Long Island Brussels sprouts. And I planted these from seed. And they still pretty much sitting in a place where, you know, when it gets time, they'll start growing. When it starts cooling off, God got it all set in place like that. When it's time, it's time. And when it starts cooling off, just like this iceberg lettuce I planted, there's not a one come up. But I believe in seeds. Well, I have in the past seen it that the seeds will just lay there in that soil until it starts cooling off, because the lettuce seed needs light to germinate. And they just lay it on top of the ground like they do, like all seeds do, really. You know, they just blow around, they'll hit the ground, hit a little moisture, and they start sprouting. Well, that's the way these are. But it's got to be a certain temperature. You know, for squash, it got to be warm. For lettuce, it's got to be in the 80s anyway, before you start trying to plant it. Now, that's a little bit of everything in there. That's a salad mix that I found. And I just put it in there, and it starts cooling off. They'll tender up and stop being so bitter. They're kind of bitter right now. That's a pretty little plant right there. I'm going to have to research that and find out. If y'all have got any clues about what that is, let me know. It's pretty. There's another one there. If y'all got any clues about what that is, let me know on YouTube. And I'd really like to find that. I may want to save me some seed on that dude. That's my cabbages and broccoli. Yeah, cabbage and broccoli all in the same thing. You know, they get together, getting along just fine. That's some more Brussels sprouts and my lettuce. That's that, see if I can find Grand Rapids. That's what it is, Grand Rapids lettuce. It's coming along real well. Matter of fact, we picked us some of it the other day, and it was fitting now. It was. That's my little purple top turnips. They coming on. Maybe it won't be long we'll get one. I mean, they size them. It don't take long for a turnip. This is another one of my pots full of purple top turnips. You know, as you can see, I love turnips, as well as I love the mustard greens on it. We mix them together. We'll put the turnip greens in the mustard greens in the pot, and a dab or two of turnip greens with the mustard. I like more mustard than I do turnip greens, but anyhow, we mix them up pretty good. Put just a little oil in there, you know, to help it tender them up, and dice up some turnips in there with them, or rutabagas, either one. And I mean, with a pan of cornbread, there ain't nothing like it. You know what I mean? Well, I really enjoyed y'all hanging out here with me this evening. It's really been a pleasure talking to y'all. And I just want to say, the wife and I were talking earlier about seeds and planting and all this, and she said, you know, everything you sow, we will reap one day. And we have to look at that, which is the God's truth. You reap what you sow in every aspect of life. In every aspect of life. So let's dwell on that. And thank y'all for coming. Been a glorious day in the Lord. And Papa in the garden, signing off. Good day.